Hey everyone, I'm Lydia from Novelty, and today we are doing the Joy of Christmas book tag, which is where you take a theme from the holidays and then find a book that has like some of the same similarities to it, and it's going to be pretty fun, so let's get started. Number 1, Christmas anticipation is real. What is one book release you are highly anticipating right now? That would be Within These Lines by Stephanie Morel. She is one of my favorite authors. She started Go Teen Writers, which is a blog and Facebook page that greatly impacted me as I was learning how to write, and even now I'll go there for encouragement, and whenever I'm like, oh dear, what goes on here, I'll go there and find the answers. And she writes really well, and her books are relatable. I don't know a ton about this book, but I know it takes place during World War II, and one of the main characters is Japanese and the other one is not, and they fall in love, and it's a forbidden love, which I don't generally like stories like those, but I like Stephanie's writing so much that I am really looking forward to this book. Number 2, Christmas songs / carols. What book can you not resist singing the praise of? A book by Stephanie Morel, so it goes right along with what I was saying before. Go Teen Writers. There's not only the Facebook page and the blog, but they also wrote a book, she and Jill Williamson, and I am always telling people, if they tell me they want to write, I'm like, okay, you should read this book. Even if you're not a teen, this book has so much good information, and it's clean, and it's easy to read, and it's easy to understand, and it's really cool how it's set up. I just really like books that it looks like it's torn out of a notebook, like paper torn out of a notebook, and look at those. I mean, is that just not the coolest setup for a book? It makes me happy every time I look through it. I not only have this paperback version, but I also have the Kindle version, and I've read both of them a lot. Number 3, Gingerbread Houses. What book has great world building? And I'm guessing that they were thinking of fantasy when they had this question, but I don't read a lot of fantasy, but I do like historical fiction, especially when it has great world building. And these 3 books they're actually biblical fiction, so historical, biblical, same difference, but not really. And they have so much great world building that I felt sucked right into the world, and I was amazed at how much the actual Bible came more alive to me when I read these books, because it researched so much, or the author researched so much, that it just felt like I was there. And oh my goodness, yes, these are really cool books. There is Counted with the Stars, which is the first book in the trilogy, and then Shadow of the Storm, and the last one is Wings of the Wind. And there were various aspects in all these books that I didn't like, but overall it's a really winning trilogy, and I especially like, I was just reading my review for this one. I wrote it, I don't know, sometime at maybe like the beginning of June, I forget for sure, but this one I think was the winner of the whole series because it had a plot twist I was not expecting, and I really enjoyed it. Number 4, A Christmas Carol. What is one of your favorite classics? And I chose These Happy Golden Years by Laura Ingalls Wilder. All of her books are like my favorite. They are the books I grew up reading over and over again. But this one is one of my favorites of the whole trilogy, or not trilogy, whole series, because especially in the winter time, it takes place in the winter, and at least the first little bit, but it describes the cold so well that on cold days I just like to curl up with this book and be like, oh, it's not actually that cold after all. Number 5, Christmas Sweets. What is one book you would like to get as a gift? And as crazy as it sounds, I never have a long list, or even hardly any list of books I would like to get or receive as a gift, because I do a whole bunch of books for review, plus I go to the library, and then the books I buy mainly to support the authors, because I'm like, oh, I really like this author, so I should support them. But I actually do have a book I'd really like to get for Christmas this year. The only problem is it's not released yet, so it would have to be the author giving it to me for review, and I signed up to review it. It's the same author who wrote these books that I was just talking about, and her newest book, she just sent out an email yesterday saying it's up for review, and it's called A Light on the Hill, and I didn't even read the back cover blurb. I just like right away ran to my computer and signed up to review it. So I don't know if I'll get chosen or not, because last time, actually with this book, her review slots were like snatched up like that, and I ended up getting this book for review with a different site for reviewing, which was really cool because I really liked it. But hopefully she chooses me to review her book, and that'd be pretty cool if she did. Number 6, Candles in the Windows. What is one book that gives you warm, fuzzy feelings? And I chose this, which is the Christian Mother Goose Big Book. This book is one of the books I grew up reading over and over and over and over and over again. It has a whole bunch of short stories and poems and things like that. And it has beautiful illustrations, and I would pore over this book as a child for hours and hours on end. And so therefore I bought a copy so that if I ever have kids, they can read it too. Number 7, Christmas tree decorations. What are some of your favorite covers? So I chose Of Stillness and Storms, which I don't think I've ever talked about this cover before, and I don't generally like covers like this, but to me this cover is absolutely gorgeous. And it's just the colors, and it looks so textured, and I really like texture. So this is not textured, but it looks like it is, and that makes my little artistic heart happy. Number 8, Christmas joys. What are your favorite things about Christmas? To me, Christmas is one of the most wonderful times of year, for sure. I don't think anything about Christmas that I dislike. I like the Christmas music and all the lights and decorations and memories, and we have a whole bunch of fun family time, and they translate into a whole bunch of really fantastic memories. For instance, last year, one of my older brothers and my dad and I, we stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning. Like everybody else had gone to sleep way long before, but we stayed up till 4 o'clock playing a certain card game we really like. And then when we were done, my dad went to bed, and my brother and I were about ready to go to bed, and we looked at the kitchen and it was a disaster. So we looked at each other and we were like, we cannot leave this like this. So we put in our earbuds and rocked out to music for an hour, cleaning the kitchen until 5 in the morning. And stories like those I'll think about it every year then from then on. And so Christmas is definitely like a treasure chest of memories. And another one of my favorite things about Christmas is each year my dad will read the Christmas account to us, and we've done it so often that we'll just all start yelling out the next lines from the Christmas account in Luke chapter 2. And so remembering why there's Christmas and why we have a reason to celebrate and all the happiness and love and joy that goes into that makes me really happy. Merry Christmas, y'all. I hope you have a very fantastic week.